Examining Day as a dystopian protagonist in Marie Lu's legend. Introduction. Dystopian novels, as a genre, entail a set of specific characteristics that writers use to criticize real-world political systems and highlight humanity's wrongdoings in general. One such characteristic is a central figure or the main hero of the story who performs unconventionally for the portrayed system actions, trying to withstand the negative impact of a regime. In Marie Lu's novel Legend, the main character, Day, experiences a process of self-development and self-exploration through the reinterpretation of the wrongful political system and resistance to its destructive forces. This paper discusses and analyzes the characteristics of the main hero of Legend to claim that Day is a typical dystopian protagonist since he complies with all the characteristics of one. Feeling of being trapped. The first feature of a typical dystopian protagonist is the persistent feeling of being trapped and needing to escape. In Lu's novel, Day, the main character, has such a feeling throughout the book and demonstrates it both implicitly and explicitly. In the very opening chapter of the novel, the main character states that he is wanted for assault, arson, theft, destruction of military property, and hindering the war effort. The character is running from the authorities who are searching for him to arrest him. He is continuously hiding, feeling that he is trapped in the Republic due to the dangers of being caught and imprisoned. The necessity to escape is pictured via the character's words when he says that having a gun isn't about the expense, it's that it's so easy to trace back to you. Thus, the main character is portrayed as an outcast in the country where he feels trapped and lost. Questioning the political system. The second characteristic of a protagonist in a dystopian novel is that such a hero always questions the political system in which they live. In the case of Day in Legend, the main character is dissatisfied with the political regime in the Republic, which is justified not only by the issues he observes but by his first-hand experiences. In particular, Day comes from a poor neighborhood, meaning his socio-economic status predetermines his overall life opportunities as scarce. This idea is presented in the novel's text, where Day states, "I know you rich folks have it easy, new plague vaccination every year and whatever meds you need." The hero observes how economic inequalities lead to health disparities and the suffering of the less fortunate, which is why he questions the political system for being corrupt. Believing that the society is wrongful. A similar characteristic of the dystopian protagonist is that such a hero strongly believes that society is wrong. This aspect is manifested through the observation of the social processes conditioned by long-term political pressures, which unveil the negative and immoral social trends in a dystopian society. For example, observing the murders, Day states that few people ever kill for the right reasons, most do it for the wrong reasons. In this regard, the protagonist criticizes society for complying with the system and committing crimes against humanity. In the book, June and Day join forces to resist the forces that seek to oppress them and their fellow citizens. Such efforts demonstrate that the heroes resist the regime and the individuals who support the wrongful trends in society. Helping the audience recognize the dystopian world. Another significant characteristic of a dystopian protagonist is his role in the text of a novel as a guide who helps the readers recognize the flaws of the dystopian world and emphasizes the necessity of changing it. The character describes the world around him by unveiling the wrongdoings, such as the fact that the Republic engineers the annual plague. Indeed, the moral principles and ethical judgment presented by the main character throughout the novel are explicitly delivered to the readers as a sign of his belonging to the good, fighting against evil. Therefore, since the novel is written from the first-person perspective, where Day is the narrator, the readers believe that his point of view is correct, which guides them in identifying the wrongfulness of the dystopian world. Conclusion. In summation, the analysis of the main character of the novel Legend allows for concluding that Day is a conventional dystopian protagonist. Such an argument is based on his experiences, beliefs, actions, and role in the novel's text that comply with the basic characteristics of a dystopian hero. Day's first-person narration demonstrates his beliefs about the Republic's flaws, his motivation to resist the regime, and his feeling of being trapped and the necessity to escape, which characterizes him as a typical dystopian protagonist.